Tillamokkk. Who knows? Inside of me. Who knows?
Now this is this is some pretty sick stuff. I've had to deal with disgusting perverts like this guy for a long time. The most disgusting people on the planet. Not that anybody actually cares. See, lots of people conceptually give a crap. But really, they're just gonna ignore it. Everybody's got bigger problems than giving a shit about other human beings. They just pretend to. You know, they're just pretending to, and you have to go through shit like this for 8 years. And meanwhile, everybody who says they're going to help you, they got their own ideas about literally doing anything except turning this shit into the goddamn cops. Like cleaning up the fucking evidence. Don't do that shit. Leave it there for the fucking investigators to take goddamn pictures of. How much of this I got to put up with? Y'all are disgusting people. God, this is a fucked up world, ain't it?
Fuck it.
People got all these great and wonderful ideas about what I should do, things that they're able to do, yet claim they can't. If I give you a tiny taste of what I go through, you will flip your fucking wig. And if I tell on you, you will play victim. Simple as that. Every one of my predators plays on the mentally ill tag. Police are lazy pieces of shit. They don't want to do their job. Neither do public pretenders. Judges don't give two shits. They're elected.
Fuck. Fuck.
The judge's excuse is that it's not their job. And they're not allowed to look at anything. Well, they can sure as shit sign some paperwork to have some illegal shit done to some innocent people on behalf of their friends and coworkers and law enforcement. And don't tell me they're not coworkers. They absolutely are. They do work together closely. You're gonna tell me none of these judges working with these departments for years? You're gonna tell me none of these judges have any bias whatsoever? You're out your fucking mind. The courts, the clerk of the courts, law enforcement, DA's office, victims' assistants. What do these people all have in common? They all blew me off and sent me somewhere else. Every one of them. In circles. Now we got my public pretender. Yeah, I told on him. Well, at least I tried. There's a legal route to go about it, but I'm denied that right. I'm denied access. Just like I'm denied access to a fair trial, I'm denied access to show evidence or to make police reports. How many times have I tried to report this abuse to officers to have them talk over me and dismiss me?
I see you everywhere. That's into my mind. All said and done. Feels like I'm not man's son. Tomorrow I could go there.
Physically, I'm not really able to carry all this stuff. I'm going to see if they'll let me use a cart again. Yesterday, they gave me a special exception. Gave me 3 hours and then some. And thank goodness. But with people threatening to kill my sister again this morning and threatening to kill my niece this morning, I mean, let's read this stuff. This dude is literally getting a hold of me and threatening to rape my niece, you dumb son of a bitches. The fuck is wrong with you? Number 304-970-7669. He typed hello again, Sean. I'm going to kill and rape your sister's kid and take a pic of my cock in its open gutted rib cage. Since you're a pedo, it might turn you on, but you still be sad that I killed your sis and her kid, though, I hope. Fuck all of you pieces of shit. Every goddamn one of you pieces of shit. And every goddamn one of you who looks the other way. So let's make an important phone call to a stupid piece of shit. Right? That what we supposed to do? Who are we gonna call? Ghostbusters?
To ensure quality service, this call will be recorded. The name of any person making a report of abuse is confidential and is not public information. Please visit www.mwsds.org for additional ways to report. You have reached Adult Protective Services of Polk County. This is an emergency. Please hang up and dial 911. If you are calling to report the abuse of a senior or a person with a disability, please hang up and dial 1-800-846-9165. This is a voicemail of Chris Schindler. My regular hours are 8 to 5. Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right, so you did not address the safety issue with the police nearly as much as you should have. Right now, I have to deal with the fact that people are getting a hold of me and literally threatening to rape my sister's kid, okay? They're sending us some text messages and calling me, okay? I am sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being blown off, and I'm sick of my predators doing this shit, then calling me mentally ill, and that includes law enforcement and the public pretender's office. I sent you the screenshots of the threats against my sister. That was just this morning, dude. Fucking take this seriously. Matter of fact, I highly recommend you call this into Child Protective Services because this is like, what, 8 years worth of this crap, dude. Like I said, while you pretend that I do this shit, people are actually doing this shit to me. There is no such thing as a good police officer anywhere in America. I've searched. There are none. Not a single one. The predators in the criminal justice system in America prey on the poor. The more poor you are, the more they know they can get away with it. They don't give a shit about you. If you're poor, you're a lot less likely to vote. Did you know that? It ain't just black neighborhoods. When's the last time you saw a voting booth in the RV park? When's the last time you had a voting booth within a mile of your house? You want to talk about access? No, it's not denying access to blacks and Mexicans. It's not denying access to Asians. It's not denying access to illegal immigrants. It's denying access to poor people. Who are the poor people in America? The working class, the ones who busted their ass, and in some cases, literally. People permanently disfigured, permanently disabled from heavy construction work, from tree cutting, from being a highline worker. Life happens when you're busy making plans. You know what I planned on doing? I planned on busting my ass. I was going to learn how to build stuff from hand, from scratch. And I was going to get me some property. And I was going to build a place to keep my loved ones safe. Then I hurt my back. And look how you fucking people have treated me ever since then. I hurt my back in 2015. Natalie didn't even become a part of my life other than trying to run her off as a child. She didn't even come into my life until 2016, when she was a grown-ass goddamn adult. Jesus fucking Christ. Enough of this fucking petty bullshit. You don't want me to fucking speak up about abuse? Don't fucking abuse me. You don't want me to speak up about being taken advantage of? Don't take advantage of me. You want to ask me to go to officers who committed felonies against me and then want to call me a liar? You're out of your fucking mind. I go to Adult Protective Services. They fucking, well, waste fucking time. Did those assholes bother to do a proper assessment? Oh, hell no. They didn't fucking try. And any detail with fucking cops, whether it's important or not, they're just going to talk over it. Just like every other fucking pig in America. APS are not good people. And if you work for Northwest Senior and Disability Services, I am after a pair of stainless steel cuffs around your fucking wrists, you pieces of shit. You're not just taking advantage of me. You're taking advantage of a lot of fucking people here. You're taking advantage of the American people, the people of Oregon, the taxpayers, the working class. You are fucking insane. And all of these predators prey on the mentally ill tag to deny me my rights as a human being, to deny me my rights to face my accusers, to deny me my rights to show evidence, to deny me access to the resources needed to do such a thing. If you're going to call me mentally ill and deny me all of my fucking rights as a human being, there are rights of a mentally ill person or a physically ill person. Disabled people are a protected class, whether they are homeless or not. Rather than following the laws regarding a disabled person, these people show that they're not taking it seriously by not turning it in immediately, by picking and choosing what they're willing to listen to. You do not get to do that. You do not get to deny context just because you don't want to hear it. And you certainly do not get to lie to me about what the law states or what you're allowed to do. And if you have to ask your boss, then you didn't pay any fucking attention to what the laws are regarding mandatory reporters. You are an APS worker. It says so right on your fucking card. Let's see, this one right here. It says Northwest Senior and Disability Services, Chris Schindler, Protective Services worker. It's not the only one. There's actually two of them together. The other one is Kyle Bingham, APS investigator, but again through Northwest Senior and Disability Services. He's in Dallas, Oregon. Now, they only spent an hour here yesterday. That's all they could apportion, all they could afford. Okay? Do what? Hello? That was my public pretender. I wonder what he wanted. Certainly not to do his job. Certainly only to take advantage of the mentally ill tag. Because I spoke up. With them denying me all of my legal rights, I have no other recourse than to go public with these things. And that's something that none of y'all don't want to have that conversation. Yeah. Yesterday, I attempted to turn in my public pretender. This abuse is not okay. You think you have rights. Then your grandma dies. You get depressed. You go see a therapist, maybe even just once. You realize after going to a therapist that it really is a waste of time, and you can try to get on with your life without wasting time and money on that shit. But they wanted to diagnose you with depression because you told them, hey, I'm sad my grandma died, or my mother died, or my uncle died, my grandpa died, whoever. But while you're in your funk, somebody takes advantage of you and they harm you. And when you got to call the cops and say, hey, these people did something they shouldn't have done, you get slapped with the you're mentally ill. Why don't you go to therapy? You ever think about seeking mental help? You mean because somebody just assaulted me? I don't see how mental help is going to stop this person from doing it again. What are you trying to insinuate? You know goddamn well what they're trying to insinuate. Now, when you're a disabled adult, they have to turn it in right away, and they do have to take the allegation seriously. I'm not telling them about fairies and fucking rainbows here. I'm not blaming it on leprechauns and unicorns. I'm not claiming it's some sick, perverted Illuminati CIA brainwave ray. Well, these people have very simple motivations. They don't want people to think less of them, or they don't want to go to fucking prison. Jesus, this is not fucking difficult. The problem is they are not apportioning a reasonable amount of time for the situation. They are not becoming familiar with the situation. They're hell bent and well entrenched on just arguing. Also, to prove that it was my public pretender, Benjamin D. Fishberg, that just called. We'll see what the call history says. It says incoming call 11:06 a.m. and it is 11:11 a.m. according to my phone. Yup, right there. It lasted for 16 seconds. I didn't even hear what he said. What does he want? This predator is preying on the mentally ill tag. I ain't okay with that, especially with the evidence that he's got, contrary to what he's trying to push. No, you do not get to do that shit. You are not going to help these predators get away with threatening my friends and family. You are out of your fucking mind. That is insanity. My public pretender was recorded in our conversations. That's right. I did record them. I make sure I record them. Fuck those guys. All three of the public pretenders they gave me here fucking lied to me, and they couldn't even keep their goddamn lies straight. Meanwhile, this shit's pretty fucking easy to look up on the goddamn internet. They also got plenty of law books online and in the library. Who's there?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
You goddamn right I speak up. You know, somebody needs to take a little bit of time to actually get familiar with me and my situation instead of trying to wrap it all up in an hour and on to the next episode. This is some serious shit. The other thing is, with my public pretender committing felonies against me, I'm not so sure answering the phone is an intelligent thing to do. What do you think? Fucking A. Oh, you know how we end these videos. Good to be ready. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper too, and no victim left behind. Chris Stafford and Andrew Wolnez are some really sick fucking pieces of shit. You know who's worse, though? Officer David Martinez and Officer Lynn Lothman. You also might want to add an officer by the name of Mike Reeves to the list. Tillamokkk County deputy. He assaulted a 14-year-old girl for trying to turn in her predator, her stepfather. He was also recorded doing it, and there are multiple witnesses to it. Matter of fact, I recently ran into another witness to that assault, and she is willing to come forward. The problem is protecting the victims. These people are all afraid of being retaliated against. For good reason. They're poor. When you're a rich person, yeah, the cops kind of have to do their jobs. When you're poor, they do whatever the fuck they want. They don't give a shit about you. You're poor. You're free money. If you won't pay it, the taxpayers will. Meanwhile, ain't no services for people who are just legit homeless. No, you got to be a fucking junkie to get help out here. Even helping hands, you got to jump through a bunch of junkie bullshit. Surrounded by a bunch of junkies who are coming down or jonesing like a motherfucker with shitty goddamn attitudes. Like, hey, I got real problems to worry about. All right? While you're worrying about where you're going to get your next fucking fix or how you're going to get out of the facility and into town to get your next fucking fix. I'm worried about pieces of shit like this threatening my friends and family. Who's there? Hello? Fuck these people. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. My public pretender made absolutely no attempt to go over the evidence with me either. That's pathetic as well. Certainly none of them wanted to hear my side. They wanted to rush me through it, just like the APS worker yesterday. They only have an hour. They started off with rushing me through something that's going to take more than an hour. Your job as a mandated reporter does take more than an hour, and you fucking know it. When you are literally ignoring the situation that the victim is in, you are ignoring the details, and you are wanting to talk over important details. The police conduct, or misconduct rather, is important. They're trying to keep the truth out of court, as they have done this entire time. When I say they, I mean these assholes who get a government paycheck and don't give a fuck about any of us. You're a fucking number. A cop says so. It must be true. Did that cop bother to find out if it was true or not? Did he bother to fucking investigate? Or did he just decide, based on looks or gender, whether or not someone must be telling the truth? Oh, it's a pretty girl that he wants to fuck. So it must be the truth, and he doesn't need any evidence. He's just going to come fucking arrest you. Separate you from actual evidence that you're the victim. Fuck this country. You're out of your fucking mind wanting me to fucking salute the goddamn flag? Maybe if it fucking meant a goddamn thing, but it doesn't. To many people in this country, the American flag might as well be red blazoned with a swastika. Meanwhile, you pretend that I can't be victimized because I'm white. Nobody could ever harm me because I have a penis. Jesus fucking Christ, you're dumb. Now, how am I going to end this video? Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper too, and no victim left behind. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ.